Hello everyone, this is Dr. Shamik Majumdar from Omkar Medicom. Basically, I came to the YouTube channel just to explain you and just make you understand when you're looking for going abroad, studying MBBS. So what are the important aspects you should look before choosing a university? I generally stay in China for last 12 years. I'm settled over there basically, and I'm thorough with the Chinese language. And basically most in agencies like the educational agencies providing MBBS admission abroad, they personally have never, most of them have never traveled. If few have traveled, they have traveled once or twice and they are not aware about the language over there or the university culture. So basically when you are choosing a university, you specifically come to Omkar Medicom because we are the personal people. We people travel to the university twice or thrice a year. Each and every university, we see the students academic records, we just check through the students details, and we are very much connected with the students. So the main problem when you're choosing a university, if you people are going to an consultancy where a person have not traveled to China, they will explain many illogical things. They won't have a good scope of explaining you about the universities in China, because most people travel just twice or thrice and they are just selling the university for a business aspect. Another aspect I want to focus on, like many people sitting in India and talking about the campus of the universities, basically you cannot just have a good idea only just viewing it through an YouTube, or you can just viewing it through any websites. I personally travel to each and every university twice or thrice a year. I travel to all universities and see the students over there. And the students going basically through Omkar Medicom, I personally take care of the students from the first year to the final year and help them in the to their daily needs, like any problem the student is facing with the university or with the staff over there, or any problems. I'm there to help you guys. And more important, like when a student is there for a long time, they need the flight tickets, they need other things, like when they are new to the place, they cannot talk to the person over there. So I'll be helping those students with the basic needs over there. So basically I will discuss few points over here. So I can explain you the difference between like MBBS being offered in few countries and MD being offered in few countries. The basic difference, what we can see, there are two modes of education system. One is the British system, one is the American system. The British system offers like MBBS degree as a medical graduate, and the American system provides MD as a medical graduate. You can see countries which have been a British colony for long back, like India, China, Pakistan, Sri Lanka. They offer MBBS degree for medical graduates. On the contrary, like MD degree is offered for countries like Philippines, for America, for Canada, basically these countries which follow the American system of education. Point I want to come across is what to do to study MBBS. So what are the criteria are needed for studying MBBS? First criteria, the chief criteria, is passing NEET exam. As per the regulations of 2019 by the Indian government and the Indian Medical Council, they have denoted that the passing percentage is required for traveling to abroad and studying MBBS or doing MBBS in India. Another criteria which comes are the university, the choice of the university, which I'll be discussing in the later part. Basically, many people come across a question, why I should travel abroad? Why I'll choose to study medical subjects abroad? Why to choose it abroad? First of all, as per the statistics which you can see, the less availability of seats in the government universities in India is one of the chief causes. As the candidates are more compared to the seats in India, so many students opt to go to abroad, countries like China, Russia, Ukraine, for studying and pursuing their MBBS course. But on the contrary, many people these days have developed a theory of going abroad to study MBBS for a better quality of education. Many students, what we generally see, having a better percentage, but they are opting to go abroad to study MBBS. Basically what they see when they travel abroad to countries, for developed nations like China, you can tell about Russia, Ukraine, Philippines. So in those places the infrastructure is compared to India, it's better. So while choosing a country, that should be, you should be very specific. You choose a better country compared to India. A first world country is always be a best choice. For studying MBBS, another lookout should be the modern infrastructure, the hospital, which is most important for a doctor. The hospital facilities and the infrastructure used over there, these are the basic criteria one should look upon. Like a hospital with modern infrastructure, how it helps, like basically like PET-CT, these topics, this radiological diagnosis and the better diagnostic methods make it a better opportunity for a doctor to understand the topic much more well. When you choose to go abroad, your focus should always be the first world countries, because these days artificial intelligence is used widely in the medical field. It has been widely used for better diagnosis, to decrease the human error. So these technologies are yet to come to India. But as a student, your focus should be like after passing the exam, after 20 years, what will be coming to India. So when you are studying from abroad, you get these concepts, you are used to these techniques. So in a near future, you can do much more well when you are practicing in India. And most importantly, another few countries, like I can specifically say China, like these countries have most universities are government universities, most are central government universities. So their fee structure is also comparatively low compared to India. Basically another question many people come upon when they want to study abroad, they cannot choose which country I should travel. Which country becomes more beneficial? So as per Omkar Medicom, we have denoted a few theories looking at all the parameters like China, Russia, Ukraine. We always put forward China as a better country. There are few points. Most importantly, China is a very developed country. It's a fast growing economy. It is the second largest economy in the world, and they have invested huge amount of money on the fields of health sectors, on the field of education. So it betterify in some points of a person. If a student who is traveling abroad and pursuing medicine, it's very important to study in a place where you get used to these modern technologies. Another basic point is for going for China, as per April 30th in 2018, MCI press release was done. It emphasizes the internship done in China is valid in India. Likewise, if a student is doing internship in China, then they don't have to do an internship once again in India. But it's an optional part. If in the studying from the first year to fifth year, then the student have a choice. I can do internship in India, I can do it in China. If the student is doing internship in India, they don't have to do it once again in China. Another point, what makes going to China, studying MBBS in China a better one, which is very important, I personally feel. Likewise, we come from a very conservative culture. We Indians have a very conservative culture. China is also an Asian country with similar conservative culture. So they have arranged hostels inside the campus. Most universities outside in abroad countries or Western countries, they have a theory that the campus, inside the campus, they have only the classes, the colleges, the administrative blocks, but the students are staying abroad in the apartments. Mostly in the apartments with mixed kind of people. But in China, it is similar system like India. They have hostels inside the campus. An international hostel is provided only to Indian students or the international students. In most universities, they have boys and girls hostels separated. Then I come upon another topic like the study pattern. That's very important for a student opting for MBBS. The study pattern which is followed in China is similar to India. Many people will ask why is it similar? Why not other countries? Because of the first reason, that likewise, China also has been a country under British rule, and they also provide an MBBS degree for a medical graduate, similar like India. So as per the WHO norms, the syllabus is comparatively similar to India. As per Indian standards, all the subjects are taught similarly. There are a few basic differences. Likewise, I can say we start with anatomy, physiology, biochemistry, what we study in India. In India, it is taught in a different way, but in China, the theory classes are much more clinical oriented. So here comes the topic, what is clinical oriented? Clinical oriented basically basically means any topic which is being taught is taught in a clinical aspect, which will further help a student when the student is going for clinical rotations from the very third year. If any student basically wants to do internship in China, like they can do internship in China with the basic staying in the hostel, just join the hospitals, they will be provided cards, but they don't have to pay any extra money to go to the operation theaters, which in many European countries that has been a tradition. And the thing that what we come across when I talk with the students, like many students have a option that I have to study a different language, like I have to study Chinese. You have to study Chinese in the first 2 years with the other classes. It will be an added benefit for you students if you are studying Chinese for future jobs, and if you are just opting for jobs abroad, it will be a big benefit. So I ask you students, if you are coming to China, you should study basically all your medical subjects on the side by side. You should develop your Chinese studies also. Another part we come across when I talk with the students, how you choose a university, how you choose a university. Many students have an opinion like, I choose a university like where the food is available, good food, Indian food is available. I want to tell you very frankly, if anyone tells Indian food is available, it's a myth. We get a food nearly similar to Indian food, because in India also basically, if you can see in Delhi, the food is much different from what we get in Bihar or in Kolkata or in Chennai. So likewise, the food is less spicy. I can tell it's more healthy, because the food safety regulations as per Chinese government is quite strict. Very few people have an idea, because most people don't travel over abroad and are used to the topics or used to the foods over there. These foods are made with less spicy and less fried, so it might taste a little bit different, but it's much healthy. About choosing the university, I personally give importance to, like while choosing a university, you should look about the hospital. That is a very important part. Another is the medical faculty, what the university is providing for the students. Medical faculty will teach you for the first 2 years the non-clinical part, which is very important, and the next 3 years the hospitals are very important. So when you're choosing a university, you should keep in mind about these two things. Next, I will for sure I will come upon like the university tuition fees, the budget, when you're deciding a budget. So it is better when you are thinking about going abroad, you call to us. We call to Omkar Medicom. We'll be looking through your budget. We'll be looking across your mark sheets, your merits, like your 12 marks, your NEET marks, and then we'll be selecting a preferred university for you. So choosing a preferred university is also a very big task, because as I personally am traveling all around China. I'm just traveling to 120 universities in China. We choose the best universities, and we have nearly in our hand 36 universities. So we have a broader aspect of universities, and when the students come with a less budget or a higher budget, or with less marks or a higher marks, we can provide better universities, a perfect university for our students. Most people in India, the problem happens is basically they have 1 or 2 universities. They try to push up the students into that universities. So I will ask everyone to be smart enough to judge the genuinity of the place where you are going. Another lookout is like presence of Indian students. Presence of Indian students in the university, it's also important. Basically what universities we are doing, the 36 top universities, among them we generally opt Indian students to a place where Indian students are studying from last 4 or 5 years. That is very important. Another important part is like people look for the rank of the university. It's also very important. The rank of the university is quite important. What I see, people go for Peking University, go for Tsinghua University, but those universities are taught in Chinese. So it is useless being hurried among those universities. But preferably when you talk about the topmost universities, as per my experience for last 12 years, what I am seeing among the response of the students, I only not talk about the rank, but also response of my previous students. I prefer Xi'an, Jiatong as one of the topmost universities, Nanjing Medical University, Zhejiang University. These are the topmost universities. And our university from last 5-6 years, it has been a boom rank, like the Xinjiang Medical University. These universities have done very well. They have got the proper infrastructure, they have got the proper faculty, so this always adds a big benefit for the students studying over there. But what I basically see in India, when I come across many people talking, they don't have a really good concept about the universities. Because I want to name you some universities like that. Few people just bluff, like 𝕤𝕤𝕤𝕤 University. It is one of the top ranked university. It is in Changchun. But people talk about 𝕤𝕤𝕤 Medical College. It is in 𝕤𝕤𝕤. 𝕤𝕤𝕤 Medical College doesn't have an English program. It has been recently started with few temporary staffs over there. So another important thing while choosing the university, not only the ranking, you should also look upon how many years the MBBS is taught in English. That's also a very important aspect. Like if you are going as a pass out of class 12, if your classes are in mixed language, in Chinese and English, you won't able to follow. You should look upon to a university where English is taught for a long duration. So we always look for sending students to universities where MBBS program in English has been there for a long duration. Like many people are bluffing with a few universities like 𝕤𝕤𝕤, which I mentioned you. There are many universities like 𝕤𝕤𝕤 University. Few people promote 𝕤𝕤𝕤 Medical College. So it is very important. You should look through the MCI list. While choosing a university, I think you should go through the MCI website. In the MCI website, they have every year they have selected 2 set of universities for China. One basically is the 45 universities selected for the totally MBBS in English program. Among the basic 45 university, Huazhong University. That university is in the last 2 years the classes are basically conducted in Chinese. So rest 44 universities, the full classes from the first year to the 5th year will be totally in English. And the other set of universities in 214 list, these universities are renowned over there as a bilingual university. Among them, 16 universities teach the course in English from the first year to the final year. Among them, there are a few universities like 𝕤𝕤𝕤 Medical University. Another thing I want to say you students, like when you're going to China, first your aptitude should be, I want to study over there. The first thing, like the attendance criteria is there in most universities in China. Like 90% attendance is the criteria for boys and 86% for basically for girls. And the hostels, like in India, by 11 o'clock you should be in the hostel. Another thing I can share, like students should concentrate on their studies. The chief criteria for going abroad, I personally feel so. And likewise, this is a very small video. I will be coming across with more videos we'll be uploading, and we'll be sharing more important FAQs or more important theories, more important knowledge about studying abroad. So keep following us. Meet you next time. Thank you.